In this interview, I have Tiago joining me to talk about their product, CardWallet. So you can check that at cardwallet.fi, and you can find out exactly what it's all about. I did have a play around with the wallet, and it's absolutely fantastic. It's a really slick interface. It's really easy to use, and the roadmap is looking really cool. Now, CardWallet came out of the OccamFi starter accelerator, so it is a valid, verified project. So that whole idea of is this a scam project, you don't need to worry about. I also had a chat to Thiago and found out that he actually worked for the Cardano Foundation many moons ago. So it's definitely a project to be behind and get into. I was also supposed to speak to Victoria as well. She happens to be the former CEO at Cointelegraph for about 8 years. So definitely a project to get behind. This is absolutely fantastic. They're going to be the on-road off-ramp between crypto universe and fiat currency. So it's another one of those projects that can do that, and they're doing it all via their mobile devices. So it's a really cool and really easy way for people to get onboarded on and off through the different various channels. So check out this interview. It's going to be really cool. Now, if you like this type of content, please give us that thumbs up, click subscribe, and click on the notification bell, and you hear more from us real soon. All right, let's get into the interview.
Yeah, gotta do it like that. You've been listening to the Learn Cardano podcast.
So I'm joined with Tiago Serôdio from CardWallet, a really interesting project that has launched recently. I've had a chance to play around with the wallet as well, and it is looking quite slick. So I have to commend your team in regards to putting this together. Tiago, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
So you've got quite an illustrious career in the crypto space. Could you tell us a little bit about how you got into crypto and specifically how you got into Cardano?
Wow. So I got into crypto around 2012, where I started for the first time really noticing Bitcoin and, hey, this is interesting. Let me look a bit into it. But it was a slow process until about half a year later, nearing, more or less October, I saw this talk by Andreas Antonopoulos. I think it was the Jefferson Club. It was a very noisy place with plates clinging in cups and whatever. But I was like completely fascinated because obviously everyone recognizes him as being like a great speaker. And even the annoying noise around it made me zoom into every single word he was saying. And then I started Googling Andreas Antonopoulos, and I just literally digested everything I could. And I was like mind blown. Like everyone knows where they were on the 11th of September. I remember when I first logged onto the internet, those defining moments in your life, that was one of them. Like, wow, this is incredible technology, the potential to transform society and create a new paradigm of understanding and communication is something I could not sleep. So I started mining.
Yeah.
I started mining to get into the tech. And one thing led to another, and I started working for a little project called Darkcoin, which later rebranded to Dash, and that's how I entered the professional arena. So how do I arrive at Cardano? So after a couple of years, and I decided to try other things. I was completely mind blown as well by the famous whiteboard video by Charles, and because I was already looking to so many projects, I thought, okay, when this hits testnet, when there's something to play with, then I'll circle back and I'll see how the tech is looking. But the idea is astonishing. I love it. Like in 2018 or 19, I think it was 19, Cardano had a conference in Miami, like a 3-day conference, and it was all filmed and put on YouTube. And I said, okay, this is a perfect time for me to get a quick sync up to what is happening with that ecosystem and see where it's at. And the very last talk was by Nathan Kaiser. At the time, he was chairman of the foundation, and he was saying, "Hey, we are hiring. We have these positions. We are hiring." And I thought, I really want to work for Cardano. No way, I'm going to skip this. So I ran to the website, and I would not rest until I got noticed, because I do believe that I made it a point to work for projects that had something to do with social good. Yeah. Something that like really had a mission to, let's do something different. Let's fix the world. It's utopia. It's utopia, like a utopia, but it's not until you actually achieve something. Like flying was like, okay, this is a pipe dream until someone figured it out, right? So this will happen, and I'm making it my life mission to contribute to projects that are actually trying to build something for the benefit of humanity.
So you actually worked for Cardano in some sort of aspect for a while.
Cardano Foundation, yes.
Cardano Foundation, fantastic, yeah.
I was community project manager, so I was leading on the Spanish and Portuguese communities, but most of it was like 85% was developing and leading the ambassador program,
which is a fantastic program. So I commend you for your efforts in working with the Cardano Foundation. But now you've gone off and started your own project with your co-founder, Victoria, CardWallet. And you've gone through the phase of developing this. You're working through Occamfi, which is quite an interesting thing as well. But you've launched the mobile app. I've had a play with it. I've gone through it, and I've transferred some ADA over to it as well. And it's a really slick looking app. So it's looking good. I'm quite excited about what its potential can be. But just going over the website and looking more into the project, it's called a cross-chain non-custodial wallet and liquidity engine. So for a lot of my audience, these are just buzzwords, and they won't know any of that, and won't understand exactly what it means. So can you explain CardWallet, why it's so different? Why would I use CardWallet over using something like Coinbase?
Sure. Well, as you said, we are focusing a lot of our energy to create an app that is really simple and really streamlined, and it doesn't have a lot of clutter, so that someone that is coming for the first time into the cryptocurrency space is able to not feel intimidated. There's so many wallets out there that have so many cool features, but if you're not really versed already, you look at it and, oh my God, this is so intimidating that I'm scared to touch a button because I don't know what's going to happen. So we're trying to do it the other way around.
You might lose all your money if you press this button.
Exactly. So and slowly, as we start developing our tokenomic design and features, then slow and steady we will adapt it to the app. But the core is that. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. What is a non-custodial wallet? A non-custodial wallet is a wallet that the funds held in those in the app is not on our side. It's not like in the bank that you deposit. It's not like in Coinbase where you entrust Coinbase with your tokens, your coins, and they will, if they so wish, they will let you use them because they might close the doors to the access of those coins and you're locked out, right? So basically it's a wallet that you have your seed phrase and you are responsible for keeping that seed phrase hidden from third parties, and no one is able to manipulate or control your funds. You are 100% in control of your funds, just as long as you keep that seed phrase really protected and you do not share it with anyone. So the beauty of it is that if you're walking around and you lose your phone, or someone breaks into your car or something like that and steals your phone, you don't need to freak out. All you need to do is download the app, import that seed phrase, and you will have your balance there. And then you can safely move them to another wallet just for safety. So if you protect that seed phrase really well, it's unhackable. While centralized or custodial wallets, the funds are held in a wallet that can be accessed by hackers. Or if the company decides not to allow you access to your coins, they can lock you out.
They could potentially run off with all your cryptocurrencies or everyone's cryptocurrencies.
I'm not suggesting that Coinbase would do that, but what happens is, because of regulatory compliance, a transaction might be flagged as risky or dubious, or from originating from past criminal activities that you had nothing to do with, but you interacted with some other website and you withdrew some Bitcoins, and these are flagged as being part of a hack, a previous hack or something like that. And a custodial wallet might lock you out because they need to investigate, and which is absolutely fine. I mean, regulation is absolutely fine. It's to protect society. But this is the core difference between you entrusting your funds to someone else, or you keep your funds safely with you. But there's a caveat: you are responsible for your funds. So in the case of Coinbase, if they get hacked and someone steals your money, it is on Coinbase to pay you back. And they offer this protection. We do not offer this protection because we don't even have access to your funds.
Cool. That's a really big difference. And before we get into some of these other aspects of what CardWallet
pros and
is,
cons.
Yeah, big pros and cons. Before we get into some of these other aspects, what would you recommend is a really good way to store and keep that seed phrase secure?
Right. So it depends on your level of paranoia. If you are, it is true.
Good way to put it. Yep.
If you have okay, so let's say 24 words, which is your seed phrase, banana, milk, television, blah, blah, blah. And that is your seed phrase. And you have a couple of $100, then just write it on a piece of paper, keep it in a shelf in your study or in a drawer. Is not going to be a big deal. If you are a multimillionaire entrusting, that amount of capital, then what you would do is you would split that seed phrase so that if someone has split that like in 3 parts and keep one part in the safe in the bank, the other in your parents' apartment, and the other one is somewhere else, right? So if someone tries to steal your funds, they will never have the full access to the seed phrase. Now that is the ultra paranoia level security, but I would say, keep that seed phrase. There are some people that actually go out and buy a brand new computer that has never been connected to the internet. Before they power it on, they dismantle the Wi-Fi card just because, Edward Snowden style paranoia. There are people who do this, and for legitimate reasons, because hackers will go to great lengths to access your funds. But for the general, regular person, just be sure to write down your seed phrase, right? Then immediately after, make a copy. So make a couple of copies, because papers can get wet, they can get lost, they can get ripped. Test your seed phrase, because just one letter in the wrong place and it will not work. So you need to be absolutely sure that, singulars and plurals are in place, that, you don't like pair or peer, stuff like that happens because you're looking in your writing. So verify your seed phrase, and then make sure to keep it in a safe place where you know that no one will access. The way I do it, for example, is I create my own cold wallets or storage, so to speak. So I use Macintosh. So I create an encrypted folder, which is a DMG. It's a drive. Technically, it's a drive with 256. What is it? I forget the name. The encryption algorithm. I forget. Well.
It's encrypted.
It's encrypted. I have my password, and then I am safe to keep it in a pen drive in the safe.
Yep.
Right. So that's the way I do it. Other people just put it on a piece of paper and just file it or something.
I've always heard disaster stories. You see it on Reddit, you see it on forums where people have had their piece of paper seed phrase eaten by ants, or their dog got to it, it got wet, or it's faded. They put it somewhere secure, but it just faded and all the words are illegible, can't be read anymore. Or one of those encrypted drives, the password failed and they couldn't get through it anymore. So it's all locked up. But thank
absolutely.
you so much for sharing that.
That pen drive, I actually make 5 copies because pen drives do fail as well.
Yeah.
So
So you're up here in terms of paranoia. Great. Okay, good. Good to know. So what about these other buzzword terms in terms of what CardWallet is? So it says cross-chain as well. So what does that mean for our listeners?
Yeah, cross-chain has, depending on how you use it, can have different meanings. But basically, we are a Cardano first project, Cardano centric. So we are developing, thinking about the Cardano ecosystem moving forward. And we are going to dedicate all our efforts to implement our tokenomic design on the Cardano network. But we also support Ethereum and BitCoin. And in the future, maybe Binance Smart Chain, possibly other chains, depends on communities' wishes. So that means that with the CardWallet, you will be able to use multiple chains, and you will be able to swap, for example, directly BTC to ADA.
So in terms of the cross-chain aspects, we'll be able to accept Bitcoin, Ethereum, and ADA. Would we be able to accept native tokens on Cardano? Like, what's the story there? Can we accept like a Dana from other projects, Meld or MintSwap tokens, anything like that?
Absolutely. We have already implemented that. So in version 1.2, you will be able to accept Cardano native tokens. There aren't that many going around, but yeah, we have what is it? Let me just have a look. We have Occam, we have CardWallet, we have Internet Identity Token, Yay, Liquid, Revotu, Wi-Fi, World Mobile Token, ADAX, Ergodex, Tomato Coin.
Tomato Coin. Okay.
this is okay. I'm not gonna talk about it. Okay. Clarity, Singularity Net, and CardWallet. More to come, obviously. We are partnering with. We have several strategic partners that we're starting to collaborate with, and more in the near future. So and we. At any project that wants to list on CardWallet, just feel free to reach out, and we will just do some due diligence, because we do want to protect our user base.
Yeah.
So that is one of the reasons why people are not able to add their own tokens like MetaMask, at least not for the time being. Okay, because one of the missions of CardWallet is to walk alongside Cardano in banking the unbanked. So new users to the space who are not well versed enough to be able to protect themselves.
Okay. One of the other features that I looked into was the Fiat onboarding and offboarding for CardWallet. So what does that mean? Does that mean I can literally on my phone buy directly certain tokens using Apple Pay? Is that the idea?
Precisely. So again, we do not hold any customer information. We are completely non-custodial, even at the level of we don't have your phone number, we don't have your email. The seed phrase is what permits you to access your wallet. So the Fiat on and off ramps are third-party providers, Sendwire, which is now Wire, and Simplex. And they take care of the payment gateway. So you can pay with Visa, MasterCard, or Apple Pay. They may ask you to, the first time you use it, they may ask you to upload some documents just to prove that you are the legitimate owner of that card. Yeah. And then from then on, you just set your buy and sell orders, and you can buy directly from a card and to a card.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. I feel like that's always a big barrier for a lot of people that have to sign up to an exchange, go through the full KYC process there, load up their wallet on that exchange, then work out how to buy something on the exchange, and then offload it to somewhere security. It's such a long process, and this sounds so much easier if it's a non-custodial wallet where you have full control and access, but then have that Visa card access where they can just purchase and buy whatever they want. That sounds amazing. That's just really easy.
Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest barriers of entry that I've noticed when talking to my friends, they approach me, hey, I know you talked about it, but finally, for some reason, this year I decided to buy my first cryptocurrency. Can you help me out? So obviously I do, and the registration on exchanges is easy. Uploading documents is easy. Doing the first transfer is easy, and then comes the actual exchange platform, and I have to explain candlesticks and limit orders and what is market orders, and I just feel the tension growing because. They just it's easy for us who've been around, but for them it's just I really don't want to make this effort. So with CardWallet, you just add a card, and then whenever you want, you just click buy, how much in dollars or in euros or in whatever currency. Sell, it's the same thing. Obviously, you will not have the same level of control as on an exchange, right? But that's not the point. The point is to make it really simple to interact with the cryptos.
That's really, really cool. So just talk about some of the other features that I've noticed. You mentioned that we can have native tokens from Cardano on the wallet as well. So another aspect of native tokens is NFTs. Does that mean we'll have NFTs on here? I saw something mentioned.
Yeah. So, okay, world exclusive.
All right. Brilliant.
It's literally just right around the corner. I already have the internal beta on my phone. It works beautifully. So maybe, I don't know, when do you think you'll publish this? During the weekend, today? Maybe by the time that... All right. Okay. So for sure, when this video goes up, NFTs will be already available on the app. It's really simple. It's a tab NFT. You just send your NFTs to the wallet, and you'll be able to visualize it in a very convenient way. So even though we are such a young project, we just launched our MVP in September. We are mid-October, and we are already delivering on the roadmap. This is the first true building block of our tokenomic design, which includes NFTs. You're not able to mint for now, but you are able to buy it and store them and visualize them, which is something that you cannot currently do in other wallets.
I like the idea of being able to purchase something, put it on my wallet, and show my friends and go, "Hey, check out my space buds. This thing's absolutely brilliant, and it's worth this much amount of ADA at the moment." So that's really cool to be able to do that. Now, I saw a Medium post about a partnership with NFT Maker. Is this part of that partnership that made this possible, or is this something else?
No, this is our own implementation. So the strategic partnerships that we are not only with NFT Maker, but other partners like Meld, several DEXs, and so many more, some of which I cannot disclose at this moment, but we have several partners already and already in discussion with several more. So the idea is, okay, so we are all rowing in the same direction.
Yeah.
The Alonso hard fork was yesterday. People are rushing to start implementing, their products. We need to talk to each other, see who the real guys are, who the real players are, and share resources. It doesn't make sense for people to work in a closed loop by themselves. We need to talk to other projects to see how their vision is for implementation and cross-pollination of tech. So, for example, we are working on a web extension. So very soon we will have CardWallet as a Chrome extension, and that means that we are also looking into dApp connectivity. So that's the whole point, to be able to have DeFi in your pocket. But obviously, there are people who feel much more comfortable, doing the interaction with on a desktop or on a laptop. So we are talking to several projects to precisely to do that, to see to figure out how we integrate our techs.
That's amazing. It's like when a lot of more of the dApps come out, we will be expecting that Web3 experience where you have some sort of Chrome extension and we can interact with the smart contract within a website. So it's really cool that you're actually going that way as well as having it in your pocket on the mobile app. So that's absolutely amazing. Now, one of the other mentions in the white paper on the deck on the website was the liquidity pools. What does that mean for CardWallet users?
It means many things. So our tokenomic has several different features. We first need to implement native ADA staking directly in CardWallet, and then also staking of CardWallet token itself. We have many ideas, smart order routing. Well, staking will grant you access to other features. So that will include like smart order routing and yield farming and other cool DeFi nomenclature that your audience might not have been exposed yet to them. Yeah, we will get there. We just need, we need our partners to develop and implement DEXs and, you know, lending and whatnot for us to be able to actually figure out how we are going to do it in our app. So it's not 100% up to us to deliver. We are waiting for some solutions out there so that we can then integrate them into CardWallet. Understood. So it's a bit too soon. It's a bit too soon to talk about it, but the pitch deck does have a clear, grand vision of what we are able to achieve. We just need to get there step by step.
Okay, so just to clarify, the staking in regards to staking to various stake pools, so users will be able to choose which stake pool they want to delegate their ADA to. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're not going to create our own pool and force our users to use our own pool.
Cool. That's good because there are so many stake pools at the moment that are trying to fight for delegates. So it's nice that you can give the users of CardWallet the choice to choose who and where they delegate their ADA to. So that's really nice. And then all the liquidity pools and all the yield farming, etc., you're using other services, other DEXs out there and not creating your own. Is that the case as well?
Yes, that is the case. Yeah. So right now there are no DEXs. They are the beginning of the DEXs. Like OccamX released a demo recently. SundaeSwap is also a huge contender in the space. Matrix Swap just very recently launched their beta on the Polygon network, but they're also looking into Cardano, and they're doing it a little bit different to traditional DEX. So yeah, we just need the technology to be in place. The code audits to come out for user protection, and we need to test them, and from then integrate, start plugging our APIs together and see how we can fit it into CardWallet. The idea really is you will have the centralized buying and selling in swaps, but then we want to permit the decentralized world, obviously, and that is the entry point to true DeFi.
Absolutely brilliant. Okay. The roadmap for this project is quite exciting. I can't wait to actually see everything fall into place. There's so many pieces of the puzzle. We have to wait for all these DEXs to actually build their solutions or the audits to happen, and then you can actually piece together what you have on your end. So I'm really excited to see everything fall into place. Now, just to go backwards a little bit in history of CardWallet, I mentioned a little bit earlier that it came out of OccamFi, so that accelerator that Occam have put together. Now, a lot of people, when this came out, it's all based on Ethereum. So it's quite an interesting and different way of doing things. A lot of people would have expected to be able to buy the CardWallet token, which is a CW token, on the Cardano network, but you can't. You have to buy on Ethereum. What is the idea that Occam came up with to build and make everything on the Ethereum network as opposed to try and build something on Cardano in the early days like some other projects have?
First to market, basically. Even with Alonso right around the corner, Cardano is historically known, the reputation for missing the deadline.
Yeah, we'll give it that.
and even still, testnet is all fine and good, but the real magic happens on mainnet. So whatever you deploy on mainnet, you need to be very careful that things work. Ethereum is tried and tested; it's been there. All the developers are really comfortable with Solidity, and yeah, the transition is going to be slow and steady. So we could either sit and wait, and then very likely see other projects deploy first, or we could launch on Ethereum and then bridge to Cardano, get technology in place, get the features in place, show that the team is trustworthy, that we can deliver, and then whenever relevant, make the transition over to Cardano. Now, there's another aspect to this. Even though we are Cardano centric or Cardano first, we're not Cardano centric, we're Cardano first. That doesn't mean that we don't care about other chains. There's space for everyone. Deploying on Ethereum is just let's get things done now. We're not going to wait. Let's get it out. So yeah, that's in a nutshell. That's it.
It totally makes sense. Like plus the Ethereum network, the blockchain, there are so many users there that are extremely rich now. So why not bring some of their wealth over to the Cardano network and get them to invest in projects that are building for Cardano? It totally makes sense to me to actually go that way. And I wouldn't say milk. I'd say milk their money for and bring it over to the Cardano ecosystem. So for me, it completely makes sense. Okay, so in regards to how the project makes money or how it actually will fund itself in the future. So there was that token launch, and Occam provided that initial process so that CardWallet could actually raise funds, etc. From that, what's the next stage for funding the project? So I'm assuming this amount of money would have raised enough for like 2-3 years worth of development. What is the longevity of the project, and how is it going to fund itself?
The business model is nothing extraordinary or new or radically new. Basically, trading fees. So that means that not only in terms of development. In terms of the development, we are absolutely secure for the next couple of years. Then we need user adoption. Yeah. For user adoption, we need to provide them features. So we hope that as we start releasing features, we will start gaining more users, and this will generate more activity within the app, more buying and selling, and this revenue. So trading fees will revert to CardWallet. We do have a very interesting burn mechanism. So 25% of company profits will be used to buy the tokens, CW tokens, on the open market and burn them. So this hopefully will incentivize the ecosystem. Now, this has a grand vision end game, which is releasing the actual card, the physical card. Now, when that comes,
like a credit debit card.
Debit card, yeah, gotcha. Very much like Nexo or Crypto.com or so many others, Trastra or WireX or so many others. Now, this is where things change radically for CardWallet, because from a non-custodial wallet, if we issue a debit card, then we will start being responsible for user data and potentially user funds. So that means that we will have to restructure everything to be able to meet regulatory and compliance. And not only that, in terms of tech, we will need to restructure a lot as a company. Potentially, that means that way down when that happens, we might look for more funding rounds. But for now, our objective is to show that with this initial funding, we are able to deliver a rock solid application that is easy to use with the full tokenomic implementation that will serve the Cardano community and then more.
That's brilliant. So talking about community, how is the CardWallet community going? I know a lot of projects, especially in the NFT space, for example, need a community to drive and grow its usage. So you're talking about it's all there. So how is the CardWallet community looking? How's it growing? What's it like at the moment?
It's very young, as the project itself is young. It's growing slow and steady. The thing is that especially during a bull run where every single day there's so many launch pads and so many projects and there's so much noise in the space. When I say noise is, there's so much hype and it's so difficult to get attention. People are looking for the next shiny thing constantly. So basically, as a product right now, there's nothing really to differentiate us except for this NFT support, which is already something. But I mean, other than being part of our community right now, why would you download CardWallet and use it if you're already using other wallets? So we need to release more features to be able to attract more users, for them to say, hey, this is really cool. I don't need 5 different wallets. I can just use CardWallet because it has Bitcoin, it has Ethereum, it has Cardano, native tokens, ERC20. I can store my NFTs. Hey, I can do without all these other wallets.
It has it all.
It has it all. And then we will implement staking, and then we start implementing other cool features. So this is when we expect the community to really grow and potentially grow exponentially. So right now we're just heating up our engines.
Mm-hmm.
Liftoff will be very explosive.
That's really cool. I know you have like a feedback mechanism for the community as well, so people can submit what's called a CardWallet improvement proposal.
Mm-hmm. That has not been implemented yet. Mm-hmm. That is in the works. Our GitHub account right now is basically just a landing page for saying hello. Part of our code is proprietary and it's going to be closed source, but then everything that relates to our tokenomic design will be open source and verifiable. That is when we also expect. So we will have that on GitHub, and we will have a place where people can discuss improvement proposals. Yeah,
that's absolutely brilliant. Okay, so lastly, how can people find out more about CardWallet and potentially join the community and I guess submit these future ideas and get excited about CardWallet?
Absolutely. So the easiest way really is to check out our website. It has links to all of our socials. So whatever your preference, Twitter, Telegram, just go to the website, which is cardwallet.fi. And just click on the link. We'll be happy to onboard you onto Telegram to chat with us. I'm always available. I might not be able to respond immediately, but I'm always available to the community. And yeah, just everyone's invited. Please come along and join us in this adventure.
And what an adventure it is, diving into crypto. It's a lot of fun. Tiago, thank you so much for joining me on this podcast interview. It's been an absolute pleasure having you.
Thank you very much.
Hopefully you found this interview really useful. I do have a video that is going up real soon that will be talking all about the CardWallet itself. I'll do a little bit of a review over it so you can see how it actually works, how you can transfer ADA to it, and eventually, sooner or later, when they put in some of these new features such as staking, DeFi, you'll be able to participate in their ecosystem there with the wallet itself. Now, I'm pretty sure CardWallet will be integrating in with a lot of the projects that are coming out of OccamFi, such as ADAOZ and also the DeFi decentralized exchange and Occam's decentralized exchange as well. So it's going to fuel a lot of the ecosystem around all those projects, obviously because they're all coming out of the same thing. So make sure you check out all those projects. These guys are hitting goals left, right, and center. So we are very excited about it. I'm extremely bullish about it. So let's keep an eye on all these projects. Now, if you enjoyed this content, please give us that thumbs up, click subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you'll hear more from me real soon.
Yeah, gotta do it like that. You've been listening to the Learn Cardano podcast. Gotta get it hype. Crypto is what we like, but this is not investment or financial advice. Gotta do your research, cause it's risky. We know it is. This show is educational and it's informative. Crypto's the future, really, it ain't no debating.